The air was crisp with winter's chill, the year 1945 drawing to a close. In Fayetteville, West Virginia, the Sodder family bustled with Christmas Eve joy. George and Jennie Sodder, Italian immigrants, had 10 children. Their home, filled with lights and cookies, echoed with laughter. The younger children eagerly awaited Santa. Little did they know a haunting mystery was about to begin. The family drifted off to sleep, unaware of the looming shadow. A sharp ringing pierced the night, abruptly shattering the peaceful silence. Jennie jolted awake, disoriented and alarmed. It was past midnight. The phone on the first floor was ringing insistently. Groaning, she climbed out of bed and made her way downstairs. As she picked up the receiver, a strange crackling sound filled her ear, followed by a woman's voice she didn't recognize. The woman spoke in a hurried, slurred tone, making it difficult for Jennie to decipher her words. The only phrase Jennie could clearly make out was "Your house is on fire," before the line went dead. Heart pounding, Jennie raced back upstairs. Thick smoke choked the hallway, and the acrid smell of burning wood filled her nostrils. Screaming for her children, she stumbled through the smoke-filled house. The Christmas tree, once a symbol of joy, now blazed fiercely in the living room, casting menacing shadows that danced across the walls. Flames licked at the staircase, cutting off the main escape route. Panic surged through Jennie as she realized the gravity of the situation. Her husband and 5 of her children were trapped upstairs. George, awakened by Jennie's frantic cries, found himself surrounded by a raging inferno. He scrambled to gather his children, his mind racing. The heat was unbearable, the smoke suffocating. He managed to push Marion, Sylvia, John Jr. and George Jr. out the window and onto the roof, urging them to jump to safety. He then turned back to rescue the younger ones, but flames had engulfed the staircase, making it impossible to reach them. He screamed their names, his voice hoarse with desperation, but there was no response. Firefighters arrived at the scene, their efforts hampered by the blaze's intensity and a lack of water. By daybreak, the once cheerful Sodder home was reduced to a smoldering ruin. As the smoke cleared, a chilling realization gripped the grief-stricken parents. 5 of their children were missing. The official investigation concluded that the fire was accidental, likely caused by faulty wiring. The fire marshal theorized that the missing children had perished in the inferno, their bodies incinerated beyond recognition. Yet for George and Jennie, the lack of any skeletal remains fueled their suspicion that something sinister had transpired that fateful night. The Sodders scoured the ashes, desperately searching for any sign of their missing children. They sifted through the debris with their bare hands, their hearts heavy with grief and a growing sense of unease. The fire had been intense, true, but shouldn't there have been something left of their children? Bone fragments, teeth, anything. Their suspicions deepened when they learned that the fire chief had found a curious object in the ashes. A heart-shaped object. This object, thought to be a human heart, was placed in a copper box and buried. Adding to the enigma, witnesses came forward with unsettling accounts. A bus driver claimed to have seen balls of fire arcing towards the Sodder home around the time the fire started. A woman working at a diner along Route 16 recalled seeing the missing Sodder children in a car with Florida license plates the morning after the fire. These eyewitness accounts, coupled with the lack of concrete evidence to support the official fire marshal's report, cast a long shadow of doubt over the investigation. The Sodders began to suspect that their children may not have perished in the fire after all. The mysterious phone call Jennie received on that fateful night took on a sinister new meaning as the Sodders pieced together the events leading up to the fire. Could the caller have been involved in the disappearance of their children? Was it a warning, a threat, or a cruel prank? The Sodders were haunted by the voice on the other end of the line, the slurred words echoing in their minds. They desperately clung to the hope that their children were alive somewhere. Further investigation revealed that the phone lines leading to their house had been cut, most likely before the fire started. This chilling detail implied that the fire was no accident. Someone had intentionally set their home ablaze. The Sodders' suspicions intensified with each passing day, their grief intermingling with a burning desire for answers. They couldn't shake the feeling that someone had taken their children, and that the fire was a deliberate act to cover up a more sinister crime. Driven by an unwavering determination to find their children, the Sodders began their own investigation. They contacted the police, the FBI, even private investigators. They chased down every lead, every whisper, every fleeting hope, no matter how improbable. They placed ads in newspapers across the country, offering a reward for any information about their missing children. They even hired a billboard company to display their children's pictures along Route 16, the highway that ran through their town, hoping to jog someone's memory. Despite their tireless efforts, every lead seemed to evaporate into thin air. Witnesses provided conflicting accounts, and potential suspects had alibis or vanished without a trace. The authorities, initially dismissive of the Sodders' claims, eventually reopened the case. But even their renewed investigation failed to unearth any concrete evidence. The Sodders were left grappling with the agonizing possibility that they might never know the truth about what happened to their children. In Section 7, a family's unwavering hope. Years turned into decades, but the Sodders never gave up hope. They continued to search for their children, their resolve unwavering. They kept their children's bedrooms untouched, as if they might walk through the door at any moment. They celebrated their missing children's birthdays and marked every Christmas with a poignant reminder of their loss. The case of the missing Sodder children became one of the most baffling mysteries in American history. It was featured on national television shows and in countless newspaper articles, capturing the attention of the public and fueling widespread speculation. Some believed the children had been kidnapped by a cult or sold into a life of forced labor. Others suspected the involvement of organized crime or even a revenge plot gone wrong. The theories were as numerous as they were unsettling, but none offered a definitive answer. Section 8. Theories and speculations. One of the most compelling theories centered around the alleged involvement of the Sicilian mafia, which had a known presence in the area. George Sodder had been openly critical of Italian dictator Benito Mussolini, which may have made him a target of retaliation. Some believed the mafia had orchestrated the fire and kidnapped the children as a warning to George. Another theory suggested that the children had been taken by someone they knew, perhaps someone seeking revenge against George for a past grievance. The strange phone call, the cut phone lines, and the witnesses who claimed to have seen the children after the fire all pointed to the possibility of foul play. Some speculated that the children had run away to escape a difficult home life, though this seemed unlikely given their young ages and the fact that they left behind all their belongings. Others believed the children had perished in the fire, but their remains had been somehow overlooked or destroyed in the chaos. Section 9. The Legacy of Uncertainty. Despite numerous investigations and countless hours spent chasing down leads, the case of the missing Sodder children remains unsolved to this day. The mystery continues to haunt the small town of Fayetteville and has become a cautionary tale whispered from one generation to the next. The passage of time has done little to diminish the profound sense of loss and longing that has enveloped the Sodder family. The case serves as a stark reminder of the limits of human understanding and the enduring power of hope in the face of unimaginable tragedy. It highlights the fragility of life and the profound impact that a single event can have on an entire family. The Sodder children's disappearance is a haunting mystery that continues to capture the imagination and fuel speculation, a testament to the enduring human need for answers and closure. Section 10. A haunting memory. The legacy of the Sodder children extends far beyond the borders of Fayetteville. Their story has resonated with people around the world, inspiring books, documentaries, and countless online discussions. The case has become a fixture in true crime lore, a chilling reminder that even in the most ordinary of settings, darkness can lurk. The unanswered questions surrounding the children's disappearance continue to fuel speculation and debate. Did they perish in the fire, their remains lost amidst the ashes? Were they abducted, spirited away to a life unknown? Or did they perhaps escape the inferno, only to meet a different, perhaps even more tragic fate? The truth, whatever it may be, remains elusive, shrouded in the mists of time and the ashes of a devastating fire. The mystery of the missing Sodder children serves as a reminder that some questions may never have answers, and some wounds may never fully heal. If you found this story intriguing, please like and subscribe for more content like this.